Born extraordinary, the foundation of possibility. There is a moment before ambition, before strategy, before discipline, before identity. There is a moment when you are simply possibility, not yet labeled, not yet limited, not yet told what you cannot become. That moment is not found in adulthood. It lives in childhood, and that is where extraordinary begins. We often think an extraordinary life is something you build later, after education, after experience, after success. But the truth is far more powerful. You were not made extraordinary by achievement. You were born extraordinary by design. Before you knew the word success, before you understood comparison, before doubt had language, you explored the world with fearless curiosity. A child does not ask permission to imagine. A child does not measure their wonder. They simply see the sky and believe they might reach it. That belief, that unfiltered openness, is the foundation of possibility. And possibility is the birthplace of every extraordinary life. Think about it. When you were young, you asked questions without hesitation. Why is the sky blue? Why do birds fly? Why can't I do that? Curiosity was not something you practiced. It was something you embodied. And here is what most people never realize. Curiosity is not childish. It is foundational. It is the mental spark that ignites learning. It is the courage behind innovation. It is the first whisper of vision. Curiosity says, there must be more. Possibility answers, yes, there is. Somewhere along the way, many people trade curiosity for certainty. They trade wonder for predictability. They trade imagination for approval. And slowly, the extraordinary gets buried beneath routine. But buried does not mean broken. It means waiting, waiting to be remembered. An extraordinary life is not built from external validation. It is built from internal permission. Permission to explore. Permission to question. Permission to believe that your current circumstances are not your final definition. As a child, you understood something instinctively. The world was not something to fear. It was something to discover. Imagine if you reclaimed that posture. Imagine approaching your goals the way you approached the playground, not with anxiety, but with anticipation. Possibility is not naive optimism. It is disciplined imagination. It is the refusal to let your environment dictate your potential. And here's the deeper truth. Extraordinary individuals are not extraordinary because they are fearless. They are extraordinary because they refuse to stop exploring. They treat life like a frontier, not a fence. Look at any innovator, leader, creator, or visionary. Before they built anything remarkable, they asked remarkable questions. Before they had influence, they had imagination. Before they had proof, they had belief. Belief in possibility. But let's go deeper. Possibility is not just about career or achievement. It is about identity. As children, we did not wake up asking, "Who am I allowed to be?" We simply became. We tried. We failed. We tried again. Without embarrassment, without shame, without narrative. That freedom is power. An extraordinary life begins when you realize that your identity is not fixed. It is formed, and formation requires exploration. When you were young, you tried different roles. Explorer, artist, builder, dreamer. You were not confused. You were discovering. Yet as adults, we often call that confusion. What if rediscovery is not regression? What if it is evolution? There is a quiet arrogance in believing we are finished products. There is a quiet humility in knowing we are still becoming. The extraordinary life chooses humility. It says, I am not done. I am not limited. I am not defined by yesterday. That is not ego. That is courage. The foundation of possibility is built on 3 pillars: curiosity, permission, belief. Curiosity asks, permission allows, belief sustains. Remove one, and possibility weakens. Strengthen all 3, and the extraordinary becomes inevitable. Let me offer you an analogy. Imagine a seed. Within that seed is an entire forest, but the seed does not know the forest yet. It simply contains the potential. If buried in the right soil, if exposed to light, if given water and time, it expands. The child you once were was that seed. The extraordinary life you seek is the forest. The question is not whether the forest exists. The question is whether you will nourish it. Many people live beneath their potential, not because they lack ability, but because they stopped watering possibility. They accepted labels. They accepted ceilings. They accepted comfort. Comfort is seductive, but comfort does not grow forests. Possibility demands movement. It demands questions. It demands that you stand at the edge of what you know and step forward anyway. When you were a child, stepping forward was natural. You fell while learning to walk and tried again. You mispronounced words and kept speaking. You failed publicly and kept playing. You did not call it resilience. You called it life. Extraordinary living is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you were before fear took the microphone, before comparison rewrote your narrative, before someone else's doubt became your internal dialogue. Let me be clear, this is not nostalgia. This is recalibration. We are not trying to return to childhood. We are reclaiming the power that childhood revealed. You were born extraordinary, not because of talent, but because of capacity. Capacity to grow, capacity to adapt, capacity to expand. Capacity is more powerful than talent. Talent can impress. Capacity can transform. If you want to live extraordinarily, begin here. Ask better questions. Not, can I do this? But what would happen if I committed fully? Not, what if I fail? But what could I become if I persist? Not, am I qualified? But am I willing to learn? Curiosity unlocks capacity. And here is something few people talk about. Possibility requires humility. Because when you admit there is more to learn, you open yourself to growth. The extraordinary lifestyle is not built on arrogance. It is built on quiet, disciplined expansion. You do not need to announce your potential. You need to develop it. The world does not lack talent. It lacks sustained belief. Belief long enough to endure criticism. Belief long enough to endure setbacks. Belief long enough to mature. As children, belief was effortless. As adults, belief must be chosen. Choosing. There is a horizon in front of you right now. Perhaps you can see it clearly. Perhaps it feels distant. But understand this. That horizon is not there to intimidate you. It is there to invite you. Every extraordinary life begins with an invitation. An invitation to step beyond what is familiar. An invitation to honor the potential you were given. An invitation to move. Born extraordinary does not mean entitled. It means entrusted. Entrusted with curiosity, entrusted with imagination, entrusted with the responsibility to cultivate your own growth. That is the foundation. So as we begin this journey through the extraordinary lifestyle, understand that this is not about chasing applause. It is about honoring capacity. It is about recognizing that your life, in its current stage, with its current limitations, with its current opportunities, still contains extraordinary potential. You were born with it, not as a guarantee, but as a gift. What you do with it becomes your legacy. Return to curiosity, return to exploration, return to possibility, not as a child, but as a conscious architect of your future, because extraordinary is not reserved for the chosen. It is revealed to the committed, and your journey has just begun. Welcome to the extraordinary lifestyle.